We'll look at the aspects that deals with the experience that he's had and what he talked about, having to share a room with 19 people and toilet facilities and all that, and several other things, and why we need to also do our best to help people in that position. We'll talk about that then. But aside the exclusive that we had with him, he was also at the NPP headquarters. I understand that he had or held a press conference there. We also got that one. Let's show that to you.
You guys in the media, I think that you have done a great job as far as protecting freedom of speech in this country. You see, it does not matter very much whether you supported the point I made or you were against the point I made. The important thing is that you took your time to take an interest in this matter and that you discuss this issue. That's what the whole thing is about, that we are able to talk no matter. So I want to thank our colleagues in the media, every one of you, whether you are NDC press, whether you are pro-MPP press, whatever press, so long as you keep on doing this work, trying to protect the interests of the people of this country, to make sure that freedom of speech and conscience thrives. I thank you very much. Now, I want to make a few very simple, but for me, very crucial points. There are certain sad things that occur in this country. The fact that I call myself an Akan, the fact that somebody calls himself a Dagari, somebody calls himself a Frafra, okay? The fact that we take our identity from our tribes and not from our nation. I went to the voter region. I met certain youth in cells. I can say that they were not Akans, but the support that was given me, the assistance that was given me, made me realize that it is about Ghana, that after all, we are just one nation after all. I want to, because of the assistance that was given by people like Mr. Vulete, people like Kalusha in the voter region, I want to say that the voter region is virtually now my second home. That I am proud to be a Votarian. It was beautiful to be in the voter region. I thank the people of voter region very much. Now, very, very brief remarks before I end this address and we can all go home. There was a gentleman called Socrates, and he lived thousands of years ago. Now, Socrates was sentenced to death by judges. Today, the world continues to remember Socrates and not the judges who sentenced Socrates to death. Do you know why? Because Socrates stood for integrity. He stood for the truth. He constantly chased after what was right and what was just. So that today, you remember Socrates and not the people who sentenced Socrates to death. I want to call on everybody, particularly the people who have been given the duty to become, to be in positions like judges, to be more Socrates, and not to be like the judges of Socrates. We have been given an opportunity. Today, Ghana stands at a crossroad. You all know the difficult decision that faces this country, and that faces a certain group of men and women. We are calling upon them. I am calling upon them that let us allow fairness, let us allow justice, let us allow humility, the progress of this country to do to our conscience, so that at the end of the day, the people of this country can say, at the end of the day, the people have received justice at the hands of our judges. I want to thank you all very much, members of the media, for your continual support. I am proud to be a media man when I'm serving with colleagues like you at my side. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Kunranchie is gone, he's seen, he's come back, he's sharing his experience. Lawyer Ampa, you listen to him. You belong to the judiciary as well. He says Socrates was sentenced. He's a very popular man now, not the people who sentenced him. So he's trying to turn that thing around and to tell the judges to be more like Socrates and not like the people they sentenced.
It's sad. It's sad. Look, he talks about humility, that the judges should be humble. What about him? Is he humble enough? The judges who are older than you are telling them to be humble. Listen to me. We know that the judges are there for the interest of the nation. And let Kunranchie and MPP, I'm calling upon MPP, Especially because he looked as if that is a stronghold. That's where he went. Let MPP know that the judges don't have nothing to lose. They were there. They were sleeping. They were doing their other cases. And then you MPP took the petition there. Now when you brought a matter to a chief, you have given the judges a burden to determine your matter. Then you tell them you don't want them to sleep. If, for example, now let us say that, look, the way the insults are coming, we are on demonstration. We will not decide this case. What is going to happen? Mama will still be the president. Because nobody can overturn. Now you've given them, then Kunranchie then goes to tell the judges that you are talking about integrity and then humility. If you have not shown, you see, you cannot give what you done. You must first show humility. So that who is talking about? How can you tell your you see, it's an insult to the judiciary to say that they are not humble. They are so humble. Look, I can tell you the powers that they have.
Can they bring him before?
No, bring him. You see, look, let me tell you something. Everybody who's watching Kunranchie will start laughing. Do you know the reason why?
Kunranchie.
I don't know. I said Kunranchie, fuck you. Kunranchie. You see, because I attend Kunranchie, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you see, everybody who watches, instead of him being who is he calling to support him? If you have not shown humility, when your elders, when the judges were not ready to punish you, all that they did from you is to say, I'm sorry. And you come, you've gone 10 days, you've come back, and you are saying that you still stand. He has not learned his lessons. And let me tell him, if he goes on this way and he's sentenced, nobody will support you. Ghana here. When he went to prison, go and ask. People were enjoying. Life still goes on. He can decide to die for whatever cause. He can die. Listen to me. Ghana is bigger than anybody. Ghana is bigger than anybody. You see, I love the posture of the respondents. Mm-hmm. You see, the respondent and the petitioners, Addison and then the other lawyers came and made a press conference and said, look, they are tired. They have the tax. The tax is how do we win our case. Then we have people who instead of giving them peace of mind, look at what the peace of mind, as Addison is in the battlefield trying to get victory for Nana. Then we have people trying to attack the same judges who do. What kind of, if the judges are annoyed and then they say, take your case, what do you do? So I'm expecting MPP, I'm calling on the MPP, that they should not allow Kunranchie to use them. They should allow Kunranchie should use them. If he has gone to prison, he should go alone. The media too should not give him a platform. As of now, we need peace. When he was not here, there is peace. We need peace. So we need peace in this country. Let's stop giving publicity for him to start.
You mean why he was away in prison?
He's in pain.
You mean why he was away in prison?
Everybody who's in pain will start polluting the air.
You mean why he was away in prison? There was
peace. There was peace. And it's can send a strong signal. Now you see, as educator, have you seen as educator? No. Sergio said, that is not my voice. Supreme Court. I didn't believe you. That is the signal. That is what we want. So, Kunranchie, Kunranchie, please, I beg you, if you have come, Ghana is peaceful. We are all concentrated. We want to finish this case. Then, after that, we can talk about any other matters. Come, enjoy. You've learned the lessons. You know, when Stephen came back, he said they are former associate of let the verdict what? Stephen said something. He said, respect the verdict foundation. Kunranchie come out, lessons, come out and set the foundation to improve the prison services. Okay. That's what your service to the nation. Come and be a hero. The only hero you can be is that you have the opportunity to do what we call prison tour. Mm-hmm. You have gone to about 4 or 5 prisons, so now you can speak to the issue. You are the authority. You didn't go there on tour, but you went and experienced. Rather come and write a book on that, and then come and change society. There
was a part that touched me a lot, yes. Which I think I want us to discuss just before we take a break, about the fact that you have a cell that has about 19 plus people packed in with a toilet facility there. You know, sometimes people take turns to sleep. When they are sleeping, it's like you have your head here, the other one has his legs there, the other way. What is the judiciary doing about that? Because it seems like it's just not changing. That people go to prison. Yes, we want them to go reform, actually, but it looks like it becomes a punishment. They go and come back with things that they never would have picked up in society.
I think this problem is not a problem with the judiciary. The judiciary has a role. What they do is that they determine the matter and then they sentence you. It's it's an issue that the stakeholders in the criminal justice system, both the judiciary, the prison service, and then the Attorney General Department, and then the bar, lawyers also have the role to play. But you see, more importantly, I think that we need an orientation. Our judges must now begin to look at the issue of punishment and sentencing, especially the remand issue. But that one too is being addressed. Where these days we send a lot of judges to the prisons to get people bail. But the problem is that we have situations where people are being thrown to remand and then nobody follows up. But the CIDs don't have the means to go and pick them. And we have some judges who also forget that people are in custody, remand, and then they have not been brought. So what happens is that the case is called and the prosecutor stands up and says, "My Lord, they are coming." Then the case is stood down, a date is taken, and the people don't come. And Kunranchie said something. He said, somebody has been there for almost about 60 or 70 years, has gone mad. So we need to do something. He says, stakeholders, I think this issue has been raised. What is the problem?
It means you have work to do in your backyard.
Yeah, definitely. Lawyers.
Judicial service.
Judicial service.
Because you're the ones who've been committing these people to the sentences.
Yes, but the law will say so. At times the law tells you the punishment.
But you know the burden that is imposing on society.
That is
what
it
ends up doing to people who get in there.
Definitely. That's why we need to look at our sentencing policy and then begin to rather do non-custodial sentences.
Some community service.
Yes.
Kunranchie could have done community service.
Community service.
Without necessarily.
Like what? I think community like
there's so much. There's so much to do. Yes.
Circle, or some part taking.
That's community service.
Yes. No, but you can be in prison and with hard labor, you can do community service.
Oh well.
At times 10 days.
Just so that we can decongest the place. You can go home, but we ensure that at a certain time, within a certain period, if from 6 in the morning to 10 in the evening, you should be within sight. We should see you at the spot. You have to take care of everything there, clean the place, make sure it's good. You are wearing a tag around your neck to show what you have done and who you are. Would we not be serving society better?
Yes, I think what the judges should do is that...
Because we will not be feeding you, we will not be accommodating you, then they will not be taking care of your health.
Problem that I think the judges must look at this issue of refusing bail as a form of a punishment, and then also sentence you to show power. At times, some of the crimes are so minor. For example, you go and take somebody's money, maybe 2 million cedis, and they say default by 4.
2 million is a lot of money.
200 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Yes. Then you are sentenced, maybe 2 years. And at times, even you want to refund the money.
That's a burden to the state. This
person is not a criminal.
It's not known. You have to pay to feed him for.
It's not known. So it is only when the person is a known case, is a notorious criminal, then you sentence. But once this petty, at times people just fight. You fight, and then all of a sudden, you are sentenced. They are not criminals. To fight doesn't make you, although it's a crime, but you are not a hardened criminal. You see, so this small assaults, those things, the law says that you can refer those things for ADR, alternative dispute resolution. But the sentencing, we must be critical. And then the bail. At times you see, I did a case about 1.5 months ago, where a 91-year-old man was refused bail. For 3 weeks, 91-year-old man. The judge looked at the face of the 91-year-old man and they refused bail. For what reason? And his allegation is that they were fighting over land and he has caused for people to damage a portion of somebody's wall. A 92-year-old man remanded with his medical condition.
Eventually,
so this I can't understand. Why is it 92-year-old man?
What would it change? What would it take to change this? Because the likes of you have seen these things happen. It's been there for years. We only talk about it, and nobody really has.
There's a problem here because you see, when it comes to judges performing their judicial functions, it's difficult to direct them as to what to do. So the chief justice cannot direct the judges as to use their discretion. That's the problem. You see, but there can be a general policy that look. When we are appointing judges, general policies that look. Let's look at the way we use our power to punish people. You see, let's bring some consideration. Let the hardened criminal go in, and those who are not known to be hardened criminal, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, and let's begin to use.
Is community service involved?
Yes, and then fine.
Is it involved?
We need money now.
Is it in our system?
Yes, in our system.
How many people have been put on that?
But I mean, normally, when you are sentenced with hard labor, then it involves community service. It goes hand in hand.
But you're kept in the prison.
Yeah, definitely.
But can't we have a situation where people leave? I mean, they go home, sleep, come back, if in the morning at 6 a.m.
No.
Because you said yourself that you're not a criminal. You may have just perhaps gone to slap someone or something very trivial.
Yeah,
instead of, let's say, you go and steal 200 Ghana cedis and you're sentenced in for 2 years, it means you have to spend more than 200 Ghana cedis to keep you in there, to feed you, to accommodate you, perhaps transport you, give you electricity, and all that. So,
you see,
in the end, we lose.
You
come back not a better person than you went in. So what have we done to ourselves?
Stealing is a secondary felony. It's a serious offense. But the circumstances under which the person stole the money can also be taken into consideration. Because it maybe you go in and you are working with your boss, and then maybe you are cash strapped in the end of the month, and then there's 2 million cedis at your disposal. Then you took only 200 Ghana, and then they came to check the money, the shortage. Instead of them seeing the embezzlement, then you can be charged for stealing. You realize that this person is not a criminal. He's out of economic situation. Such a person should not be sentenced. Mm-hmm. You make the person refund, and then you can tell him to sign a bond or be in a good behavior. But you have a situation because still is
we have a lot of choke gutters around.
Yes, so
can't we have people they sell this?
We need to look at that.
They go home and sleep and come back.
What Kunranchie have just told us is a terrible thing, and our prison authorities are listening. The government of the day is listening. These are the matters we have to talk about. Mm-hmm. These are the matters we have to talk about, and we are not doing that. So we have a situation whereby look at the number and then look at the prisons, the overcrowding, and then the diseases. The issue of homosexual, because they are not giving sexual rights, is inflicted, and lesbianism, everything is going on. Anything that you can talk about is happening in the prison. People are smoking, people are drinking, people are learning all kinds of trades, and they go and they come back, and then they become more terrible to society. What are we doing? We should have, I don't know whether there should be a committee to look once again to this prison system and their issues so that we can address it once and for all. Because everybody is not safe. When it comes to crime, everybody is not safe because you don't know what happens. Anything can happen to you. You at times you'll be innocent, and then let me tell you a story. Not a story. It happens 3 years ago. There is this young girl around 8 years. A guy went and raped this girl. 8 years. Now you know when the girl went home and then they saw the blood, their parents was, hey, what did this to you? And then the girl was not able to say anything. They started beating the girl. Pa! Pa, you know, we're trying. So as they move, a young guy just came from that direction. Who is that? Who did it to him? Then he just pinpointed the guy. You know, because he was like you. He was receiving punishment. Okay. So he was forced to pinpoint an innocent person. Mm-hmm. And quickly the guy was so at times we can also buy stolen goods. Those of us who buy on the people sell on the street, it may be a stolen item. Mm-hmm. We are all at risk. And these money days, where our girls have become very precious, and they are they will set you up. Our girls have been setting up a lot of men, you know, and then we have a lot of things happening. We should be very careful that we should not rest. We should make sure that there are improvement in the prison service. We should get a place whereby prisoners will feel comfortable, they have good food to eat, they will see more reformed. The person goes from prison, comes and is a man of God. He doesn't grow lean, he comes and learns skills and come and impact society. And come and change society. But not to go there and rather come and destroy society. They go there, they become so peeved and annoyed with themselves. I can tell you one story also. How are we reforming those who commit crime? I believe that we need to do something in Ghana. You know, let's give amnesty to all armed robbers. Let's begin to have a situation whereby the police service, Ghana will have a policy. Anybody who have committed robbery before, anybody who said, please, amnesty, we want to recruit you into the army or the police. Oh yes,
give them guns.
No, it's a strategy. So all armed robbers in the country, those who whatever, we want to recruit you in the army and in the police service. You know, when we bring them on board, they will teach you a lot of things. And it will surprise you. I have done cases from armed robbers before, I quite remember. And I was shocked to know that armed robbers, they do pray. When they are going for robbery, they do fasting and pray upon the Lord. And then they cry for success. Then I was shocked. I began to ask. Well, he said, yes, everything is God. Then I said, why are you robbing? He said, no, it's not us. So it is the system. Why? Because the people have and people don't have. The rich are exploiting the poor. And so they vent their anger on society. So you can see that there are reasons for anything that people do. So if you have a system whereby we have a chance for these people, we talk to them. And I can tell you, these people are very, very considerate. Look, when they make money, when they get money, they give to the poor. I'm telling you, Atari and Co. They were sponsoring people school because they are so bitter. You have people living in Ghana who have 5 or 7 and 8 cars. The wife drives in the morning, followed by the elder son, the father, then followed by even the maid servant. And then you have people in the area, they don't talk to them. Our system has created this situation. We need to show concern. We need to show concern. So nobody is bad. Nobody is born bad. It's a system. So we need to look at the reform. There are some people I can tell you before, man. There are some young girls. Go to that today. When I was growing, I know that it's the only place you can have prostitute is circle. You know? But today, every community, girls, we are practicing prostitution. Now go to universities. All our girls, because of economic situations, have become prostitutes, and we are patronizing them, and we are pushing them. And you know, once a girl makes love, when a girl make love because of money, he becomes a prostitute. So now they begin to form themselves 3, 4, 5 girls, and then all of a sudden they have become criminals. So these days, most of our girls in our universities are criminals because they are practicing prostitution. This is a religion on the ground, and you are not saying anything. You are not saying anything. Okay. You get me right? So we need to look at our system very well.
You made your point.
Yes, we need to look at our system very well and begin to reform.
I'm afraid I don't share your views about recruiting armed men.
Listen to me.
Into police.
It will surprise you that when you get one armed robber who have killed, he will teach you the way of the other armed robbers. He will lead you to arrest them.
Okay.
And that's the system we're talking about. Let's bring them and then let's change their life. And say, change people's life.
You made your point.
We change people's life by allowing them to come in and change them.
The point that they are bitter and you know.
Oh, definitely. I'm telling you.
It reminds me of, I think, a song by Culture. You know, share your riches with the poor before they share their poverty with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We should start doing that. Culture.
That's I think so. I think so. Yeah. Okay. So share your riches to the poor before they share their poverty with you, isn't it? Before they visit their anger.
It will surprise you that, you know, where I live, like for instance, where I live, like Koshi, down there, you can see that we have a lot of criminals over there, but they will never attack you. Why? Because when they see that you are very down to earth, they will be your friends. You know, but we have people who are very arrogant. You buy some of our people, our rich people in Ghana, the food that their dogs eat, if they buy to you, you get vitamins. You don't get tetanus, you get vitamin. Because the person goes to shopping mall and buy 5 million worth of bones for the medicine. What kind of system do we have?
Okay, so that was Dr. Maurice Sampa there, you know, in his elements and all the things that he can come up with sometimes. Interesting sharing that with us. We're still in the Supreme Court, obviously, election petition going on. We are expecting them back at 2 p.m. to sort out a few things, as if the pink sheets are able to be identified and all those controversies, you know, sorted out. We will see some amount of work, obviously, done. We will return shortly at 2 and join the Supreme Court. Enjoy the movie.
The customs and traditions of our people, the socio-economic challenges of today, and the success stories of Ghana are told on Insight. Insight, coming soon on TV3.